also has Jets fans a little frustrated. It sounds like it went down to New York and Carolina, and that Joe Douglas and company sort of lost out here. And listen, I understand the disappointment. You want to go all in right now around Aaron Rodgers, and there are some lingering frustrations with Douglas when it comes to him not being as aggressive as he should be, given a window and given that Aaron Rodgers went down last year. Overall, though, I gotta say, I don't hate what the Jets have done so far this offseason. We haven't talked about the Jets at all. Now, priority number one has to be protecting Aaron. So when they went and got all-pro tackle Tyron Smith and snagged John Simpson, they got Morgan Moses from the dominant Ravens offensive line. That's nice. Check that off the list. Priority number two, adding a weapon. They grabbed Mike Williams. We know he can be a star when he's healthy. Check. Priority number three, veteran backup in case another worst-case hellscape scenario happens, right? So Tyrod Taylor, that's about as solid as a backup as you can expect, want, or ask for. And they might have even made the playoffs with him last year. So check. That's pretty good. They had first-rounder Kinlaw, who we know Saleh has history with from their time together in San Francisco. I like seeing Javon on that defense. Now, it's really hard to find a hole in this Jets roster right now if they can stay healthy. And they still have the 10th overall pick to play with. And because they kind of addressed all of the big glaring needs that need to be checked off on the list, they can pretty much take what is the best situation in going into any draft. You can go best option, best player available, regardless of position. I'm talking defense, offense, whatever, mostly offense. They got to get somebody O-line. They got to get a wide receiver, whoever's there. They can swing big and sort of let it fall to them. And that's casual. That feels good. That must feel good if you're the Jets. And you do have all these expectations on your shoulders. And because they don't have any obvious needs, I think it means that they can aggressively trade up if they want to, and snag a Marvin Harrison, a Neighbors, a Joe Alt. They can push all the chips in, is what I'm saying. So I understand the hesitation of Giants fans to buy in. And if I was Jets fans to buy in, if I was a Jets fan, I probably wouldn't pull the trigger on buying in until week one's in the bag. After the trauma that you went through week one against Buffalo Monday night, like that is trauma. And so I totally understand, don't buy in, be skeptical. But as somebody that's not as invested or plugged in or like live and die with it, it's hard not to get excited. It's so hard to objectively see like, okay, I know what they're doing. They did the right things, made the right moves, and they've got a lot of potential this year. Especially when you look up at New England. New England, who I kind of liked because they didn't add anything and did nothing. We talked about it yesterday, but they're completely going under the radar. I think FanDuel Sportsbook has them at 4.5 wins. I'm taking the over on that all day. I think they can do better than outperform. It's the other three teams that have the lofty expectations. But now Buffalo went through the red wedding of Game of Thrones. They've got major changes in Miami as well. So there is a big opportunity here in the AFC East, and I think it all works in the favor of the New York Jets. When does Aaron Rodgers start making, when does the world start revolving around Aaron Rodgers again and we start talking about him every day? I don't know. It could be anyone's guess. Is he going to the Derby? I don't know. He finished ayahuasca. What kind of a man is he these days? We'll have to figure that out. But those are my thoughts. Okay.